Hey everyone, welcome to West Coast Muscle Saws. Today we're going to do a little something different. We're going to repair a chain, and this is a handy tool. This is the Granberg Break and Mend. If you're out camping or out in the wilderness and you're miles away from the shop and you were to break your chain, you can use one of these to repair your chain. It's real easy to do. I'll show you how to do it. The timber cutters, years ago, they would always pack one of these in their pack. They had a pack they carried with them. And they wouldn't let a broken chain or a chunk or a thrown chain stop them. They would stop, use this Granberg Break and Mend and repair the chain. And very simple to do, but there are a few tricks you need to know about this so you don't break the unit. There's a couple things I'll show you on. That's what it looks like. And I'm putting it in the vise just to make it easier to shoot the video, to explain to you what we're going to try to do here. Get a shot right. Excuse me. Right like that. I think we can see everything we got to do here. Okay, what I'm going to do is a 3/8 chain. Just your standard 3/8 organ chain. And I'm going to break it right here. Right there. What you want to do is to line up. You got this anvil here and it's got an adjustment, and you're going to turn this to where that chain just fits in there snugly and supports the side links. And I still got some horizontal movement here. You don't want to rush it and get that at an angle, because when you try to break that, you will break the unit. I've seen guys do it. You got an adjustment back here, and that adjusts how much down pressure you have on this. There's a pin right here, breaker pin. And this is a spinner, and I'll show you how to use it here in a little bit. So anyway, we want to make sure we get this pin centered. You've got some movement this way on this, so you can line it up. You can see how that moves this direction. So we can actually line this up just perfect. And it takes a couple of snaps on this to break and mend, or break it. Crank it up here a little bit, get some leverage. First one. Take your time and get it centered up. You don't want to get it in there where it's not fitting right. Make sure you got movement. Okay, I've popped them. Let me show you here. We're not done yet. I've just got the detent in them. And we're going to do it just a couple more times. Like I said, if you get this centered up, there's no problem. When you get it in there crossways or not level, then you're going to have problems. Turn it down another half turn. Line it up there, pop it. What I do now, you can continue to turn this a little bit. What I like to do now is just take you a little flat screwdriver And usually that'll be loose enough. Not quite yet. I'll break it, pop it a couple more times. Tighten it up a little again. There it went. You heard it. And that one kind of real clean. Looks good. I'll show you here in a second. That one did too. Okay, popped it very nicely. A lot of the excuse me, a lot of the old bike guys, bicycle guys, motorcycle guys, similar to popping the chains on the old chains, bike chains, motorcycle chains. Here's what it looks like. Here's what you do with this tool. It's also very handy. Sometimes you reuse these is what you do. That's the trick to it. You might leave a little burr on it. Turn it upside down like this. I'm rotating it. Set it in here. Take this down and just apply a little pressure, just a little pressure, a little motion here, and it reshapes that rivet. Makes it fit through the drive link real easily. As far as reassembling now, if you took out what was damaged, what you would do, I find a nice flat surface. If you got something, a bumper or whatever, if you're doing it out in the wilderness or with your rig around, go in there like that. And here's a handy tool to have in your toolkit, which the guys always use, one of these. Make sure you get this in the right direction. Put it on there like that. A little hammer, a little bump. See how much meat we got there? More than enough to spin a rivet, and that's a used side link. Now what you would do is use a spinner, set it in here like this, bring that spinner down to it, apply some pressure, back and forth motion. Spin this one just a little bit more. You got two very nice rivets, and they're spun on there. And that'll work just beautiful. Anyway, Grandberg makes this tool. Very nice tool. Just be aware of how to use it properly. You don't want to damage it. It's a very handy tool to have in your tool pack. And get hold of Grandberg International. They're online there. You got any questions, you know how to get hold of Chainsaw Guy.